Good morning. Last night was one of the most amazing nights at Encounter for Restoring Freedom. I was feeling awful, and yet no energy, just wiped out with allergies and stuff. But it's amazing how God will do His best work in those situations when there's not much of me. Last night we were talking about being the beloved of God, and my friend Francis was telling me about this book. I'm going to start out with this question because this is where we rooted ourselves in. Do I want to break away from my deep-rooted rebellion against God and surrender myself so absolutely to God's love that a new person can emerge? And that's where it begins, when we get to that point of submission of our life. And can we get to that point of trusting God with our entire life instead of just the kind of compartmentalized Christianity that we do? But what you are doing is you're trusting in God's love for you. That there's this, what we were talking about last night was there's this, God's love is constantly coming towards us, but we're the ones who block that way. By our sin, by our all this stuff, we're just separating ourselves from that love that's coming our way. God loves you and desires the absolute best for you, and yet we decide, no, we stiff-arm God, and we want to live a self-centered, self-serving life. But what happens is when you allow that love to overflood your life, you'll never be the same. That new person emerges. The old has passed away, the new has come. There's nothing more beautiful than that when you see somebody that was so entangled in sin and darkness and brokenness coming to the end and saying, God, help me. And then you see this new person emerge, walking in freedom, enjoying the life that they have. And we're all in process in this, but it's that posture of our heart of trusting God with our lives that gets us to that point of surrender and submission. And then the fruit of the Spirit starts coming into your life, that peace and that joy and that self-control. Those things start becoming part of who you are. But you have to be willing to trust the loving God with your life. If you want to be your own God, you're never going to find that peace. You will never have the peace of God unless you trust Him. Well, I hope you have a blessed day and hope you can experience the peace of God. Love y'all.